I'm seeing you more than my family, Carlos Alcaraz joked as he turned to Jannik Sinner during the U.S. Open Trophy presentation in September, after the two players who are dominating men's tennis played in their third consecutive Grand Slam final. At the start of 2026, neither Alcaraz nor Sinner is tired of the other yet. Instead, the closeness of their rivalry has illustrated how irrelevant everyone else is becoming. On Sunday, Alcaraz and Sinner arrived in Australia together, stepping off the plane to be photographed and interviewed after sharing the same private jet with their teams. A choreographed entrance in Melbourne signified that the main event had landed. Rather than entering a warm-up tournament before the Australian Open, Alcaraz and Sinner headed to South Korea to play a lightly contested exhibition, featuring some pretend rallies, and Sinner handing his racket to a child in the front row for a point. It was a bit of fun, which earned both players £1.7 million for turning up, according to Italy's La Gazzetta dello Sport, before the real business begins. Both Alcaraz and Sinner stressed their exhibition would not reveal anything ahead of the Australian Open. After all, for all the friendliness between Alcaraz and Sinner, there is too much on the line for them not to be guarded. 2 to a year ago, the big question facing men's tennis was which of the 4 Grand Slam tournaments would stage the first Alcaraz versus Sinner final. Now, the Australian Open is the only one to be missing from the list, and a 4th in a row between the 2 best players in the world feels inevitable. Back at world number 1, Alcaraz is aiming for his first title in Melbourne, a feat that would complete the career Grand Slam and make the 22-year-old Spaniard the youngest man of all time to do so. But Sinner, 24, is the 2-time defending champion. He is looking to become just the second man in the Open era, after Novak Djokovic, to win 3 Australian Opens on the spin, and the 4th man in the century, after Djokovic, Rafael Nadal, and Roger Federer, to win the same Grand Slam 3 times in AROW as Alcaraz and Sinner revolve around each other, learning from past defeats and coming into the next event stronger. It becomes ever more apparent how much of their time is spent thinking about the other. In November, after playing the final official match of the best season of his career in defeat to Sinner in the ATP Finals title match, Alcaraz set the tone by declaring, "Hope you're going to be ready for next year, because I will be ready for more finals against you." For Alcaraz and Sinner, only one other player mattered in 2025, as they split the Grand Slam titles for the 2nd consecutive season. Sinner summed that up by admitting his rivalry with Alcaraz is what gives him motivation and purpose. But the biggest news of the tennis offseason came when Alcaraz announced his shock split from his long-term coach and mentor, Juan Carlos Ferrero. The Spaniard has yet to detail the reasons behind the breakup, while Ferrero has been more forthcoming to ask questions of why Alcaraz, or the people behind him, want to take such a drastically different direction, after rising from teenage prodigy to world number 1. Ferrero has pointed to contractual matters, but conceded some of those issues could have been resolved if we had sat down to talk. If there was no main reason, if Ferrero's finances or Alcaraz's desire for independence were as much a factor as the rivalry with Sinner and the constant demand for improvement, then it may appear a drastic move to take from a position of such strength.